Hey manifestors, it's Paula from the 411 on manifesting. Welcome back to my channel. Well, I'm actually filming this a day early. I am in Sherwood Park. I just finished an amazing 2-day market. So I kind of wanted to do a video I haven't really done before, which is discussing my markets and actually what sold really good and kind of just talk about the vibe, especially of this market. So I was grateful to be a vendor at HUGE Handmade in Sherwood Park. It's a 2-day market, and I'm telling you, it was literally packed from the time the doors opened yesterday till the time they closed yesterday, and same again with today. It was fantastic. I've been actually trying to get into this market for quite a while, but it's quite coveted. There's a lot of people that really want to be a vendor here because it is absolutely so busy. What is unique about this market, about the HUGE Handmade market, is that every single vendor that's here creates their own product. So we don't have anybody that sort of brings in stuff from other companies that makes it for them. Everything is handmade, right down to, like, my neighbor, for instance. She makes jewelry and different brooches and pins and clips and things to hang from your necklace and stuff out of recycled flatware. So like forks and spoons and knives, old kind of silver stuff, and she stamps funny sayings on them, and like she makes everything herself. So it was absolutely amazing. But what happens when you get, there was over 135 vendors there. So what happens when you get over 150 people, creative people, in the same room? The energy is absolutely on fire, and I mean good energy. It was absolutely amazing. All the vendors there were super kind, super nice, super helpful. We all sent people to different tables where we knew that people were selling stuff that maybe we didn't have, that people were looking for. It was just that kind of market, and I really appreciate that energy at that market. So I do create a lot of witchy type stuff. I did bring my kits with me this weekend, my millionaire manifesting kits I brought. And I also have a new product, which is a mini home protection kit. So you can see both of those products on my page. But I brought them to this market kind of not thinking that they would do that great, just because it's not a witchy market. And granted, there was a lot of people that took a look at them, kind of went like that, looked in the boxes really quick, and sort of skedaddled on, and that's totally fine. It's not for everybody. But I was pleasantly surprised at the amount of, kind of witchy and spiritual items that I sold. And, I do make some really cute crochet stuff. I make sourdough jars. They're just like a mason jar with dehydrated sourdough starter and instructions and a cute little sweater on them. I sold all of those. I brought everything I had, and I sold them all. They all went pretty much yesterday. And I also made Granny Square journal book covers that come with a journal and a pen. And I didn't sell any of those. Actually, that's a lie. I sold one like the last minute, like the last 10 minutes of the market. Another vendor bought one. So it really kind of surprised me what sort of sold and what didn't. You just can never tell at a market. Like, honestly, you can't. Just because it is some sort of spiritual market, it doesn't really mean that you're gonna always sell those spiritual items, right? So, but my biggest seller, which I'm super grateful for, because this is technically the first time I've actually marketed any of my healing salves. I'll give them to you in short order of what was least popular going up to first. So I believe I brought 40 salves, and I came home with like 10. So they did really, really well. And the chili was probably my least seller, so the cayenne chili one. And honestly, I know that is because the other 3 salves that I have, you can use on kids. I don't recommend the chili cayenne salve on kids, just because you do have to wash your hands after you use it. You don't want to like touch your eye or go to the bathroom or anything like that with cayenne chili salve on your hands. Just trust me on that. So that was kind of, I still sold some, but that was sort of the least popular one. The second Second least popular one, I guess, up the list. So going third was fireweed salve. Again, still sold quite a bit of it, but that was, as far as my analytics go, that was sort of the least seller on it. And then the second place was Ponderosa Pine Salve. It's always so wonderful, and I've used Ponderosa Pine Salve on my face for many, many years. I pretty much have replaced all of my skincare with Ponderosa Pine Salve, and my mom picks it for me in BC because Ponderosa Pine is very, very abundant in BC. It only grows a couple of places, which is BC and California, like true Ponderosa pine. So in the Kootenays, it's quite abundant. So my mom actually picks it for me, and I make all of my pine tar oil with it, all by hand, and it's an amazing product. It's super good for inflammation too. I use it on my knee. I have a bit of discomfort once in a while on my knee. And then the number one seller, so I sold out of this like within the first 5 minutes of the market opening this morning, was the Mullein salve. Mullein, love, love, love Mullein. Again, I get my mom gets me Mullein from BC. It is illegal to transport Mullein into Alberta. It's a very, very invasive and noxious weed, and it does a lot of damage to our crops. I actually don't care that it's noxious, and I love Mullein. I think it's amazing. I think everybody should have it in their yard. It's just awesome. But Mullein is an expectorant, so when you put it on your chest, I actually make a bushcraft vapor rub. So, and I use camphor, really high quality camphor essential oil. And, you know, kind of funny that camphor was eradicated by the government many, many years ago just because it works so well. And now they're bringing it back, but it's really hard to find a good camphor. It's usually mixed with a bunch of other oils. So I found a great supplier in the city, and that's where I get my camphor from now. And it's really good for, you know, if you have a cold or if you're trying to quit smoking, because it helps you cough up like a lot of crap. So that was my biggest seller, was the Mullein. And yeah, I actually brought most, the salve that I brought the most of was the Mullein, and it completely sold out. So that was really, really exciting. I'm so excited for that. You know, and I always, I like to educate kind of everybody on what each salve does. I really am excited and grateful that people are, you know, buying products. And I also teach wild medicine, so there's a lot of people out there that are, you know, really wanting to learn how to heal themselves naturally. And, you know, thank you again, COVID, for getting rid of all the medicine on our shelves and people hoarding, because it taught us all to get back to our roots and make our own healing products. So honestly, it was pretty amazing to talk to so many people about that. It was just honestly such a fantastic market. I'm not even tired. Like, I should be tired, but I'm not, because it's a lot, right? 2-day markets. Some of you do 3 and 4, but you know, 2 days was a lot, but I feel really good. I'm really excited. I've got about a 3-hour drive home, so I'm gonna head home here pretty quick. And yeah, I just wanted to come on and kind of talk about that a bit. So just to attend these markets where people make absolutely all of their own stuff, right? So many creators and so much amazing creative energy. Honestly, I think this was probably one of the best markets I've been to in a very long time. You know, there's a couple gooders out there that are always up there on my list. This was definitely an amazing one. And I did just find out that I got accepted back in February, so I'm going to come back in February and do it again. But yeah, it was just great. I hope you guys all had an absolutely amazing weekend. It was beautiful. We've had some cold, rainy weather this last week, so like, I'm talking hoodies, right? So it's really nice. It's right now plus 29. Oh, it's amazing. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It helps me bring more content to you. I would love for you to comment anything that you would like to in the comments, or about salves, or just about the market in general. If you were there, I would love to hear your take on it. Please like this video also. Oh, if nobody tells you this week, I love you. Have an absolutely amazing Monday and an amazing rest of your week. We'll talk to you soon, everybody. Okay, bye.